Hi everyone, and welcome to What's Your Meaning? In this little show, which is basically just a test for an idea I had, we're going to be looking at odd words that really aren't used very much anymore and what their meanings are. My two guests tonight are Godless Granny and the birthday boy, grumpy old dude, Ed. Happy birthday, Ed.
Thank you.
I'd make
Happy
the chat.
birthday, Ed.
I'd make the chat sing "Happy Birthday" to you, but you wouldn't hear it, so I don't really see the point. So, how are you both this evening, or morning, as it is for you?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm hanging in there.
You haven't got COVID like the president?
No, I've already recovered from COVID.
You have.
Once.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're being very, very careful because I do not want to get it again.
I am very pleased. I've always just kind of been on pins and needles over the whole re-election thing, and even though everyone says Biden's favored to win, I was a little worried because they said the same thing about Hillary. But I think this whole COVID thing is the final nail in his coffin.
Well, literally, COVID could be that. We shouldn't really make light of it because it is a dreadful thing if he actually has got COVID. But I'm pretty sure every single person, the thought has gone through their head that this is a ruse so he doesn't have to do those two other debates.
I don't think there's a chance of that. Not a chance.
Yeah,
because having to announce that he has COVID is doing far more harm to him than a debate ever could.
Well, exactly. I mean, we were talking about this before the show started, and he's not only giving up the debates, he's giving up his rallies. He's having to admit to his base that who he's been telling COVID isn't a big dangerous thing, that it is a big dangerous thing. And the actual damage getting it will do to his reputation. More so than his physical health. I mean, it's going to not do him. He is the wrong age bracket for getting this. Even with all his $750 worth of tax money, he is not the best person to be in this position. It literally could kill him.
It could. Yeah. I don't think it will.
If it does, legally, what happens as far as the election goes?
Oh, the election just goes forth as planned, and if Pence wins, then Pence is president.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So the thing at the moment would probably be Pence would take over Trump's rally positions and even the debate position.
I don't know about the debate position because that has nothing to do with the position of president itself, because that's a private thing. But as far as his official duties, yes, if Trump even gets to the point where he's incapacitated, if he is on a ventilator, Pence will take over the presidential duties.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, listen, Ed. Having COVID myself and recovering from that, as much as I dislike the man, I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's funny in that macabre black humor sort of way, but only because his denial of facts about it and because of and his thing. But it's not.
It's not as big as they're making it out to be. It's no big deal, whatever. Well, it's a big deal now, isn't it?
Yeah. Now my concern here, though, is that the debate was only 2 days ago. Trump got tested in the last 12 hours for this thing, and probably would have got the results straight away. Pretty much, they would have fast rushed it for him. He must have been feeling sick 2 nights ago.
Not necessarily, no, because you can test positive for the virus and still have no symptoms at all, and then develop symptoms later.
Okay, so is it possible this was just a random test that they were putting people through and he had no idea?
No, they tested him because Hope Hicks tested positive, and he's had close contact with Hope Hicks.
Okay, so this was because he was exposed to somebody, so he was one of the
Yeah.
Yes.
So Biden will also have to be tested as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's very unlikely that he would have caught it from he had no close contact during the debate.
Okay. Yeah. But
They never got within 10 feet of each other.
But having said that, it's still conceivable, especially as it's going around the House and everything. So it is also conceivable we could be in a position where the president and the main candidate, the two from the two main parties, are stricken with COVID. They are both older people and could potentially die from it, and we are left with the vice president and the vice presidential candidate vying for the presidency.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Pretty
it's
much,
not a strong possibility, but it's possible.
It is a possibility, which would be unheard of in the history of American politics, wouldn't it?
I really don't think Biden has much exposure.
No, I don't think so either. And he's been cautious. He's worn a mask and things like that when he's been around people. Unlike Trump.
And Trump,
wear your mask.
Trump completely ridiculed Biden for that at the debate.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back to bite him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly did. He certainly did. So now that we've covered the interesting news of the day, because I don't think we could have a show, even though this is meant to be fun and everything, without actually talking about it. It's one of those things. It's so important, not just for you guys in America. I'm doing a word show and I can't speak. In America, but also the rest of the world, because everyone is watching this. You know, normally, we're a little bit interested about American politics. But everyone right now is watching because anyone with an ounce of freaking sense in their brain is going, please don't elect Trump. Please, America, don't elect Trump.
No.
So they're also going, why didn't you choose a better person than Biden to be against him?
I know the answer to that question if you want to hear it, but it's kind of long.
Go for it.
Okay. The reason is because he was the most electable of the candidates. Bernie and Elizabeth Warren were both excellent candidates, but they were too far to the left for the center Democrats. And the Democrats were afraid that they wouldn't be able to get enough votes with them. Buttigieg was too young, too inexperienced, and he's got some serious issues with Black people. Kamala Harris, she also had, there were issues with her as prosecutor. She didn't have as strong a support. Same with Amy Klobuchar. He had complete recognition. Everybody in the country knows who he is. Yeah. He was a centrist. He was the most electable candidate.
Which doesn't say much for the candidates they were prepared to put up. Because I mean, he's not Hillary. I mean, Hillary was made herself almost unelectable, but I mean, he's only getting over the line because it's Trump that he's against, and Trump is. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, that Biden won the debate, but more because Trump kept kicking himself in his own ass. Then Biden's actually debating the topics better. I mean, he's the only one who actually was debating the topics, so I guess you could say he was definitely debating them better. But it was mostly Trump's inability to debate that won the debate for Biden.
I just wish Biden would have kept his cool a little better.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better look.
He showed poor decorum as well.
Yeah. He did. And he could have put Trump in his place while still showing decorum.
Yes.
And that was what was needed.
And again, my thing is Biden didn't actually denounce the extremist side of, Antifa. And I think that would have maybe garnered him even some more support. Now, granted, the Proud Boys and the far right are definitely causing a whole lot more chaos than anybody in Antifa. But if you're going to denounce any kind of violence or extremism, it has to be across the board. It can't be just one side.
Biden could have easily said Black Lives Matter, but some of the extreme elements of Antifa need curbing as well.
Yes.
I was really disappointed that when the moderator asked him if he supported Black Lives Matter, that he used all his time on the other half of the question and never answered it. I think that was a serious oversight on his part.
An oversight, or was it a little bit of a tell?
Yeah. I don't think it was a tell. I really think it was an oversight.
Yeah. All right. I don't like either one of them. I don't like either one of them.
I don't think you've got to. Yeah, I think you really have got an election of the lesser of two evils, and that's a real shame.
I think every election is, because there are no perfect people, and whenever someone runs for office, whatever's bad about them comes to the forefront, and
of course it does, because.
And when you're shown nothing but dirt on both candidates, you always feel like you're electing the lesser of two evils.
Politics has very much become dirty politics in the last 20 to 30 years.
Yes,
it is very much been. It's very but even more so as the ability to get messages out there quicker and and the easiness of digging into people's pasts. Politics has moved a lot from this is what we will do to this is how crap the opposition is. And I'm not a fan of negative politics. Generally speaking, I won't vote for anyone who pushes the negative line to the extent that they're ignoring anything that they need to be saying that's positive. If your entire campaign is going to be negative, I'm probably not going to vote for you.
But on the other hand, and Jen, you're going to love this. Yeah. I once was in a group where we were trying to come up with ideas. And so they said, do not say anything negative about anybody's ideas, regardless of what you think of them, because the idea was to try to help generate more ideas. So if we made a rule that, we could only say positive things about candidates, things like this could happen, because when it ended up happening in my group, and I just was absolutely livid, was this was back when I was still a Christian. This was a church group, and we were coming up with ideas on how to outreach to the community. And one person said, well, we should reach out to the LGBTQ community and try to get them in here. And then we can have them sit down with the elders and they can explain why homosexuality is wrong.
Oh, crap.
And I had to keep my mouth shut because we weren't allowed to say anything negative.
Oh my goodness, no.
Okay.
But I mean that comes out of a lot of religious and especially right-wing organizations and religious organizations where it's like, look, these people have problems, we need to help fix them. No. Yeah. The people with the problem is you, because you just can't accept people for who they are. They have to fit in your neat little round peg holes, and not everyone's a round peg. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's say a bit of a hello to the chat, because we've kind of been having our chat and ignoring them. So, hi Robert X, never again. Amiga Nuts. Amber, hi, lovely. Who else have we got there? That's about Casey, Atheist Randy, hi. Tornado, hi Tornado, how are you? And that's all the people who are talking. There's a few people there who haven't said anything, but hey, if you want to say something and I'll acknowledge your existence, go for it. I'll acknowledge your existence if I notice it. Now, the idea of this game is weird and way out there words that aren't really used very much anymore. I'm going to put the words up. These guys actually can't see it because I'm not that organized. I only put this stuff together this afternoon. But I will tell them what the word is. the rest of them can see it. If you guys are actually watching the stream, you'll actually see it as well. I'm going to ask them for what they think the meaning of these words are, and we're going to talk about these weird little words before I actually give you the proper meaning for it. Some of the meanings for these words themselves are funny in and of themselves, but I think it's better for the word meanings that we think that they should have than the meanings that they actually have, which just goes to show you that the meanings of words can change. So, our first word for tonight is Billingsgate.
Is what?
Billingsgate.
Billingsgate.
Billingsgate. Billingsgate. It is a noun. I don't have a history log of this particular word, unfortunately. I do for some of the others, but not for this one.
Okay.
And I doubt that it's a scandal about somebody named Billings.
Oh, but that would be awesome, wouldn't it? It's a collective noun for a group of Williams who get involved with the scandal. Yes. I like that one, Granny. That's a good one. Any ideas, Ed? Billingsgate.
Yeah, that's where you got to pay your fees to get into the cat house.
Oh. So it's like a toll booth.
Well, yeah, it's toll booth, for those fun little places.
I'm going to guess that it has to do with legal billing, because lawyers that are not partners in their firm, they usually have a requirement that they have a certain number of billable hours, and reaching the correct number of billable hours for the week might be the Billingsgate.
That's a great definition. It's not right, but it's a great definition. As a hint, you could have said that Trump engaged in Billingsgate during the debate the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Trump engaged in Billingsgate during the debate.
Yeah.
Is it shouting over somebody?
It can be, but it's that can be part of it. It's coarsely abusive language, which he definitely engaged in.
I sure as shit didn't know that fucking answer.
Yeah, I mean, definitely of the type that you wouldn't necessarily expect. So I'll put the new one in there. I'll be glad when I've got this better organized so that it happens easier. But
I don't care what the actual meaning of that word is. I'm sticking with mine. I think that was.
I like that. I like it as a collective noun for Williams. All right. So the next one is Agastopia. Agastopia. Agastopia.
All right. Can we get a hint? Like,
can you get a hint? Okay. That it's a type. It's a noun. It's a type of admiration of something in particular.
Congratulating somebody on their age.
No, I think it's more likely. It's going to be an attribute.
Yes.
And their size, sort of like a Grandize.
Yeah, it could be because it's not specific. It's where you admire a particular part of someone's body.
Oh.
So
Okay.
So you got so
And
I
is it
mean
a part
you
that only men have?
yeah, I knew people would go with a dirty mind with this, but it doesn't have to be. You could say you've got beautiful eyes to somebody, and you're admiring their eyes.
Ah,
So that's
okay.
agastopia. So it doesn't necessarily have to be
Okay.
dirty. Although, if I was using it in a novel, I think I would use it in a dirty manner.
Wow.
She had agastopia for his enormous. No.
So I have agastopia for Amber's butt.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna have to tell her that if she's not listening at work.
Yeah. I mean, next time she tells you off for staring at a butt, you can go, I'm just suffering from my agastopia.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a good word. Some of these words are quite fascinating. And they're kind of lost in their usage. A lot of them are quite old, or they are slang. The next one is actually a phrase, and it's English in origin, and it's Doodle Sack.
Okay.
It's an old English word, and it's Doodle Sack. Hi, Raven.
I'm going to say nonsensical or whimsical.
No, it's not. It is actually describing something. It's still a noun, and it's an item that you might, if you're in the Highlands, you might come across it.
A doodle sack. If you're in
Is it an animal?
It's not an animal.
Okay.
A travel bag.
You could say it's a bag, but you'd have
A
nothing.
bagpipe.
Bagpipes, yes. Yeah. Doodle sack is an old English word for bagpipes.
And real quick, I want to say thank you to Jay and Raven.
Hi, Raven. Hi, Jay.
Jay doesn't have to be a slacker. He could have jumped in here.
He still could if he wanted to. I did send him a link.
Did Robert X get it before me? I wasn't looking at the chat until after we got done. I have to go back and
bagpipes. Older bagpipes were made from an animal. You're right, but they are not an animal. All right, let's turn off the doodles. Let's turn off the doodle sack, because I'm having to edit these each. I'm having to cut and paste the words in each time. It's a little slow. I'm sorry. Stick with me, people in the chat. All right. So the next word is fudgel.
I've heard this.
Fudgel. Fudgel. I'm thinking this is something that Jay does a lot.
Oh, it's a verb?
It is a verb. It's a fudgel.
Is it when you fudge on something just a little bit that you just a small? Ed's telling me no.
Well, if you could be. I suppose you could be fudging on something, but not in the sense that you're making a bit of a mistake.
Okay.
Although, if you did this in your place of work, it probably would be a mistake.
Oh man,
you might not have your work much longer.
Is it sexual?
No, it's not sexual.
No. I know I've heard that when you, it's when you claim to have finished a project and didn't.
But pretty much, Ed. It's
yeah.
It's pretending to
I've
work
heard
where you're
this
not
word.
actually doing anything at all. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that word before. And actually it was at work. It was one of my old bosses used to say that to people,
Really?
and basically it was his uber rich white guy way of saying, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good word, though. It's one of those words that, why isn't it more in common usage? I'm like, I like that. I really like this next word. I think it's good. I might start using it a lot, actually. Not for its meaning, just because I like the word. And that's because the next word is gentacular.
Ah. Yes, I think we could describe you as gentacular.
Gentacular, yeah. Except that I wouldn't like. I don't with its current with the actual meaning of the word. I don't think I'd like to be described as that. But I'm going to reclaim it, for goodness sake. I'm gentacular.
Is it with a J or a G?
It's with a J. It's with a J. It's an adjective. It's pertaining to something. So, a part of the day, actually.
Oh.
Okay.
So it would be morning?
It is in the morning, yes.
It's someone that loves the morning?
It's not somebody who loves the morning. It's got to do with something you might do in the morning.
Making a gentacular breakfast.
Well, you'd be it'd be a bit like you were saying ATM machine if you said that, because gentacular is just pertaining to breakfast.
Okay.
So yeah, you'd be reusing the word again, because you're basically talking. A gentacular is basically what you're talking about is breakfast.
Okay.
So, but it's an awesome word, just as it is.
No.
To throw something else in there, and it's got gen in it. So I mean, anything that's got me in it's awesome.
It's got you and breakfast. I mean,
me and breakfast. I mean, yeah, who could ask for any more? I mean, bacon and eggs. Come on. This next one's a really cool word too. The next one is oxter. 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 Someone
who went to Oxford.
No, not went to Oxford. It's a noun. It's an outdated word. I won't say it's Old English, but it is an outdated word. It probably has its roots in either Latin or early Germanics. So, but it's referring to a part of the body.
Oh,
Oxter. Somebody who's very muscular?
No, it's for some people it may be shaved, and other people it may not.
A chin?
No, not a chin.
They're
armpits?
Yes, armpits.
Yeah.
It's an old word for armpits.
Okay. Well, sometimes mine smell like an ox, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure the derivative of the word isn't the same, but although it quite, I mean, it could be taken from that. You know, it smells like an ox's ass, or oxter. Though you'd have to wonder who went around smelling ox's ass in people's armpits to come up with that comparison.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who's used an ox to plow would have smelled an ox's ass.
Well, that is true. That is
true.
That is very true.
And I can guarantee you, even if you were using an ox to plow, you could smell their rear end and after you walk away, you could smell your own armpits and be like, man, I smell just as bad as that ox's ass.
Well, I mean, there might have been a case that for some of the farmers, the ox's shit smelt better than their armpits, and they'd come in and rub it as deodorant. That's dreadful. Well, our next word is also a noun, and it's ratoon, RATOON, which sounds like something that Warner Brothers would have called one of their cartoons. The ratoons.
Is it an animal?
It is not an animal, but it is alive.
Okay. Is it a plant?
It's part of a plant.
Okay.
Ratoon.
Is it a stem on a plant?
I guess it could grow into a stem. Yeah, it could grow into a stem.
Yeah, the root system of a plant.
It's a small shoot that's growing off the root of a plant. So yeah, it would grow into a stem in the long run. So you got there pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good word though.
Ratoon.
It's easy when we get to play 20 questions with it.
It is. It certainly makes it a lot easier on you than when I'm forcing you to come up with meanings. This word is awesome. And the word is titty nope. TITTYNOPE. And
well, that one's obvious.
It's
it means
a noun.
Don't touch my titties.
Titty, no! Yeah.
When Donald Trump is sitting beside the pool without a shirt, that's a titty nope.
Yeah, titty nope. So it's what Melania says to him every night.
Yeah.
Every time that Donald asks her if he can have a titty, can he have a titty fuck, and she goes titty nope. Titty nope. No titty for you, Donald. Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder, has that man ever actually sucked a titty since he came off the breast?
Oh, I'm sure he has, but he's paid for it.
Yeah, he's paid for it. Yeah.
Not gonna comment.
I mean, we know he gave Stormy Daniels $185,000.
When you got money, you can grab them by the pussy. Isn't that the most entitled, misogynistic thing anyone could ever say?
I still can't believe he freaking said that. Like, are you kidding me, dude?
and it conjures up this thing in your head of, what does he think women are? Bowling balls? I mean, like, what?
Yeah.
Well, and the way he treats intelligent women, he calls them all a disgrace, and he obviously expects women to just stand there and look good, and if they don't look good, he doesn't want anything to do with them.
Oh, exactly. He doesn't care if the women he surrounds himself with are dumb as fuck, as long as they're eye candy to him.
Right, exactly.
Because most of the women he's appointed to any position are thick as, truly, truly not gifted.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's he would definitely have heard titty nope quite a few times in his life.
With the actual meaning?
We haven't even got to the actual meaning. We were too busy ripping on Trump.
We've only been using our meaning. That's what if you're talking about our meaning or the real meaning.
All right, shall we aim for the real meaning now?
Sure.
Well, it's pertaining to having something left over. So it's when you have a small quantity of something left over.
So is it like leftover food in the refrigerator?
Well, no, the meaning is just that. I gave it to you because I realized
Oh, okay.
the hint basically led you there anyway, so it was like it wasn't an easy one to hit. So yeah, it's basically you've got a small quantity of something left over. So titty nope. So, you could say there's something.
Yeah,
have you eaten the titty nope from last night?
No.
I got to make some bubble and squeak out of this titty nope.
Melania only has a small amount of respect left for Donald Trump, so he gets a titty nope.
He gets a titty nope. Let's face it, he's had a titty nope from the entire planet.
Ed, I think when Amber gets home, you ought to tell her that you're having titty nope for dinner tonight.
We actually have a little tiny bit of leftover hamburger salad. We're gonna have some titty nope.
Can I have some titty nope?
Yeah, I can see her now. She'd be like, I don't know what that means, but that's a Del no.
You can always say, can I have some titty nope? I really like the taste of it.
Oh, man.
I think we'll move on before we all die. I love the way this next word sounds.
Oh boy.
I also like the meaning of it. Well, I don't like the fact that people would have done it, but this is a verb and it's sprunt. S-P-R-U-N-T. Yep. It's an old Scottish word. So sprunt.
It's what you did after you sprint.
It does involve running.
I am sprinting. Yesterday I sprunt.
It does involve running. But it's running to do a particular thing, and it's usually around haystacks.
Okay.
Okay, so running to
to bale the hay?
Sorry?
To bale the hay?
No, not to bale the hay. It's usually done after dark, and it's done with someone else.
Yeah, running to do your little bounce. Wow.
Pretty much. It's a Scottish word meaning to chase girls around among the haystacks after dark. It's such a brilliant words. You could actually call somebody an absolute sprunter, couldn't you? You could actually call someone an absolute sprunter. You absolute sprunter.
Or how about an elite sprunter?
An elite sprunter. He was training on his dad's farm every night. Such good words. Now,
want to get me a spot? Then I do.
the next two in this, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys outright know what they are.
Uh-oh.
The next word's an adjective, and it's Widdershins. Widdershins, sorry. Not Widdershins. Widder. W-I-D-D-E-R-S-H-I-N-S.
Widdershins.
Widdershins. If you're a fan of Terry Pratchett, you would have heard this word a lot.
I have no idea who that is.
I don't either.
He's an author. Well, he's dead now, but he was an author. He wrote the Discworld novels about a world that was flat.
That would explain why I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
I've never had any interest in that.
Oh, no, it's fictional. It's not...
yeah, but I still don't have
thing.
any interest in that area.
Okay. Robin X thinks Widdershins is a raincoat.
Is it some kind of a windmill?
It is not. But it is possible that a windmill could go Widdershins.
Okay. Is it something that's going nuts? It's just running too fast or too hard?
No, it's not. It's not that. It's got more to do with direction.
Okay.
Something that spins real fast.
Well, definitely something that spins, but again, more about direction than speed.
Okay.
Something about going south.
No.
The only reason I say that, I've heard flat earthers say that, all directions are south, that, the edge
Everything
of
is
the
south.
world is all south. Yeah. So if you're at the North Pole, or basically anywhere, no matter which direction you're traveling, you're always traveling south.
If you have rotation on a flat Earth, this is why you would have heard it if you'd in read Terry Pratchett, you might talk about which direction something might rotate.
Oh, okay. So it would be like a clockwise or counterclockwise spinning of the Earth.
Now pick one.
Yeah. I'm going to say counterclockwise.
It's counterclockwise, yeah. Not necessarily of the Earth, but it refers to anything that is left-handed or contrary direction in spinning, as in going counterclockwise. So, Widdershins. Yeah.
I'm a Widdershins.
Yep.
Yeah. They did use it to describe people who were left-handed as well, but it was mostly about being counterclockwise was the main usage for it. But yeah, they did say somebody was a Widdershins if they were left-handed as well. So yeah,
Okay.
it's a lovely old word, and I just love it. Even with the meaning it's actually got, it's a beautiful word.
I think Kelly and I should start telling people we're Widdershins.
You're both left-handed.
Yeah.
People might think my husband died.
All right. So our next word is snickersnee.
Snickersnee.
Is that what you do when you're laughing so hard you can't stop?
No, but I like that definition.
Snickersnee.
Snickersnee.
Snee.
Is that what somebody who has a speech impediment says on Halloween?
Snickersnee. I like some candies.
Snickersnee.
Actually, I guess it's probably someone not with a speech impediment, but someone who is very drunk.
If you're ever a fan of musicals and you saw any Gilbert and Sullivan, this word comes up in the Mikado.
Which one?
The Mikado.
Is it a verb or a noun?
It is a verb. Coco sings the line about his snickersnee.
Is it a piece of clothing?
It's not a piece of clothing.
I'm
thinking a pipe, but I don't know why.
It's not a pipe either. It's something that you might keep on your person for protection.
A knife or a
knife.
Sword?
A knife. Yep, it's a knife. It's a cut and thrust fighting knife. So.
Okay.
It's funny when you said for protection, and Ed immediately thinks weapon, and I'm immediately thinking body armor.
Well, I mean, if you were a gentry type person, or you're an upper class like we were talking about, you probably wouldn't walk around with armor, but they did walk around with armaments. People would walk around with a sword or a pistol or something like that.
My mind immediately goes to defense, and his goes to offense.
Hell yeah!
If you've watched the Mikado, Coco sings about as he gurgled and gurgled and something. I drew my snickersnee And everyone looks at him like, what the hell are you talking about? Because even then it was a word that wasn't used too much. My snicker snee. And Mime's pulling out a sword.
Keep your snicker snee in your pants.
Keep your snicker snee in your pants.
Keep it in the
Yeah,
scabbard.
a 10-inch snicker snee. That's what he had. Sorry, Ed. All right.
Yeah, but she got me.
I did. I got you.
Oh.
All right. And all right. This is the last one I've got here. So it's Meldrop. MELDROP. This is a noun.
That's what happens when Mel the scientist is got a beaker in her hand and she accidentally lets it go. That's a Mel drop.
That's a Meldrop. Oh, I don't care what the real meaning is anymore. We're staying with that one. That's a Meldrop.
Now we got to send this link to Mel.
Yeah, Meldrop.
Oh, man.
That's dreadful. Meldrop.
Oh, man.
Okay. Coming into the winter season, it's quite possible that a few people might end up with a bit of a Meldrop every now and then.
Oh, runny nose?
Yes, yeah. It's a small drop of mucus that's on the nose. So whether produced by a cold or otherwise. So if you've got a bit of a runny nose, but it's not, it's just that small little bit of mucus, that's a Meldrop.
Yeah, right.
Can't get rid of this Meldrop.
Yeah, okay. I'm still not going to call it that, but all right.
I like using it for Mel if she drops something. I'm in a few minds about my favourite word from tonight. I think titty nope has to be up there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
That's probably the Sprunt was good too though. Sprunt is good.
Well, yeah.
But titty nope. Definitely titty nope. So yeah, I think we'll call it there. We've been going for nearly an hour, but I want you guys to be able to shell out what you're doing as well, and anything else we want to talk about at the end of the show, because that was certainly a lot of fun to go through those words.
That was pretty
and I really
was.
hope that I can get Julie and Lone Wanderer in here sometime to do this.
Definitely.
Because I think we could have a lot of fun, and I might actually make sure I've got more words when we've got more people, because although we'll probably talk about them more too, but it's a good fun system to go through. So was there anything else you guys wanted to add? Did we want to talk about people saying titty nope to Trump a bit more?
Well, I don't know. I am definitely going to have to. Maybe we'll have to wait because it's already getting kind of cold here. But I'm going to have to, hopefully next year during the summer, take Amber on a Sprunt to one of the local farms.
Yeah. But what are you going to do if she turns to you and says titty nope?
Oh, man.
That would be a real fudgel.
He's going to bring a doodle sack.
Every time I hear that doodle sack, all I can think of is a cod piece. It's doodle sack. That's dreadful.
Oh,
So
She's gonna watch this back and be like, "What is wrong with you?"
that was awesome. Now we need is a Billingsgate to happen, and
well, I don't. If I, tell her I want to take her on a sprint, she might be like, "Yeah, I got a Billingsgate."
All right, and you can you can practice your agastopia.
Yeah.
Yeah. do you
I like doing that. What you know.
Do you think she has agastopia for your doodle sack? Please forgive me, Amber. Anyway, what have you got coming up, Granny?
I did a collab project with Viced Rhino, and he is releasing part 1 today, and I will be premiering part 2 tomorrow. We did both parts simultaneously. I'm appearing on Modern Day Debate tomorrow at 9 p.m., where I will be debating, are men and women equal in the Christian faith? And I feel a little sorry for my opponent because I have such an easy position to defend. But, he's a good debater. We'll see what he comes up with.
That'd be awesome.
And then on Tuesday, I am doing a stream on abortion. And I currently have a panel of 4 people, 2 for and 2 against. I have one more person who is pro-abortion that wants to join the panel, but I told her I can't invite her unless I can get one more pro-life person on. And I've reached out to a number of pro-life people, but I haven't gotten any. So right now the panel's at 4.
Awesome.
Okay.
It's looking good. When is that panel?
October 6th, 7
Tuesday?
p.m. It's Tuesday. I'm sorry,
Tuesday
it's
for
8
you,
p.m.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday morning for you, right? And it's an hour later than I usually stream.
You want someone who's pro-abortion. That's going to be hard.
No, I need someone that's pro-life.
Pro-life, sorry. I meant pro-life. Pro-abortion's easy.
Yeah.
No,
right.
I meant that. I mean, you want pro-life.
Right.
Yeah. Who was the person who was in the chat of your show the other week? Who wasn't exactly pro-life, but they were.
He's the one that started it.
He's the one that started it. He's going to be in it.
Yes, he's going to be in it. He's the one that asked me if I would put together the stream, and I did. And I watched a modern day debate of someone debating abortion, and I was really intrigued by this woman because she is pro-life, but she is secular pro-life. She does not use any religious arguments on her position.
Oh.
And so, yes, so it's going to be a very interesting panel.
It sounds it. I as much as I can't stand her, you realize you'd probably be able to get S.J. Thompson on.
Okay, I'll try reaching out to her.
Because
That's an idea.
As long as you're not one of the people like me who's given her shit over and over again, because I don't think she'd come on any of my streams.
I've never said anything rude to her. I've countered a lot of things, but when she recently announced that her son was ill, I wished her well, and I got a heart from her on that, and so maybe it's a possibility.
I mean, she's an odd bod, but she would definitely give you a Christian opinion of it. Mm-hmm. And you'd have that. So, and you probably need that voice to have that discussion. So
I do.
And she is somebody who's not afraid to walk into those sort of debates. So,
okay.
In that
sense, it's not a debate; it's a discussion.
Yeah, the discussions, but she's not afraid to walk into them. She'll probably treat it as a debate, though.
That's okay.
But that's fine. You just have to moderate her and keep her in a spot. You can mute her. So yeah, what have you got coming up, Ed?
Well, After our stream yesterday and the recommendations that I got, I'm going to start working on a series today focusing on the history of skinheads and the evolution of the skinhead movement into a racist or neo-fascist movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna delve into that. And
Don't miss how part of it broke off into Indiana.
Yeah, I'll get there. Okay. I'm not quite sure how many videos this is going to cover, because I'm going to try and actually go in depth into this and cover the whole beginnings from the political movement to the class issues when they first started to how they evolved here in the U.S. into a racist movement that then spread back across into Europe as a racist movement.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. So I'm going to start working on that series, and I am hopefully going to line up a couple of live streams this upcoming week. One of them is just going to be a cool little hangout with somebody that we all know. I'm not going to say who it is yet. I'm going to let that be a little bit of a surprise, but he's a good person and definitely one of my biggest supporters, been there from the start. So I want to get him on my show just to hang out.
Cool. And
hopefully very, very soon, I am going to start a series of live streams called The Formers, where it's going to be people like myself who are former extremists and other people who are just trying to help form a better world for everybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
For me, I have 4 streams over the weekend. None of them mine. I am on Sit Down with Debunkers twice. I am on their Saturday night show with Jay, where we'll be doing some debunking and discussing debunking stuff. Saturday night? Yeah. Is it Saturday night? Saturday afternoon, I think it is. Yeah, it's early Sunday morning for me. Then, after a couple of hours sleep, I'm on Jay's stream on the weekend. I don't know how I'm going to cope with this. And then I will try and get a nap sometime over the weekend. Then I've got Wondering's Media Musing stream. The Sunday evening, and then straight after that I'm on Sit Down with Debunkers again on their equality show, where we'll be talking about LGBTQ rights and activism. So that should be interesting, and a good follow-up from the stream that was on the atheist show thing that I did the other day. I can never remember what it's called. And that Ethan's show.
Your friendly neighborhood atheist.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah. YFNA.
YFNA, yeah. So I was hoping to get a video out. Ha 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 ha. I do not have any time. As is usually the way. But it's why I've been trying to do streams, so there's still content coming and people can see what's happening. I do have some plans for some content coming, but it may have to wait until I actually get properly organized and I'm not stressing with banks and stuff like that. But I want to say thank you to both the birthday boy Ad and to Godless Granny Kelly for joining me for the show. This has been an awful lot of fun and we've had a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody in the chat. You've been amazing. I'm sorry I haven't read out everything that you've said, but it's certainly been incredibly brilliant having you there. I certainly hope you've enjoyed it, and I can see from Robert X's comment that people like this format and would like to see more of it. I'd like to do more of it. This was certainly a lot of fun and probably a lot less thinking for everybody than doing news items, and it's a lot easier to find weird words than weird news articles.
Well, I don't know about that. We live in the U.S. There's always something weird going on here.
I think I will still do the weird news shows, but the weird news shows, I think are more fitting for pre-records. where you can edit them down and get them to the point rather than trailing off. Whereas this kind of thing, we can have a lot of fun with it without having to edit everything out. So I think this makes a better live show than the other show does. So this might become my stream show, and the other one I pre-record show that I do, because I wanted to do both. So this kind of works, and I kind of like the format. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Please like and thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to me already, please do that, and please subscribe to these lovely people whose links I haven't put in the thing yet, but I'm pretty sure that Amiga Nuts did earlier. Well, I won't guarantee that. Yeah, Amiga Nuts. There will be some more. One of the videos I got planned to record is another naked discussion video where I'll be naked. I just want a night that's actually warm enough to record on, because I nearly froze to death. I literally nearly froze my tits off when I did the other ones.
That was a titty nope night.
That was a titty nope night. That was definitely a titty nope. Well, I know it was a no nipple night. I can tell you that. They were like, no, we're not coming out.
I sent out a tweet on Twitter asking what I should do next for a video, and someone asked for a naked video from me. And I said, you got to be kidding. Who wants to see a naked grandma?
I had thought of doing it. It's so hard to do that. It's not too bad doing a show where you're naked and it's a pre-record, because if you move in the wrong way and people see something that they shouldn't, you can edit that out or put a black box blur over it or whatever else. If you're doing a live stream, you can't do that, and if somebody moves the wrong way, that's it. Your stream's done. So it's very much a case of how is he still naked? Okay, I just added him. Sorry, Megan Up. So it should be working now. Otherwise, I will find people's links and put them in the description, because I think I have all of yours. No, I don't have Ed's. But Ed, you can do your own.
Yeah, I could.
You could, yeah.
Let me find it here real quick.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got yours, Granny. I don't. I am so disorganized.
Yeah, you didn't know I was coming.
Okay, for some reason I can't give Amiga Nuts a wrench.
All right. Well, there's mine.
Can you do Granny's? Because
I'm getting mine.
Up. Okay, Granny's getting hers.
Yeah, Amiga Nuts, for some reason it won't let me add you as a moderator. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not a moderator either.
Just type something and I'll try and add you.
No.
Granny. Badly organized. Bad, Jen. Let's see if that works. All right, it says you're a moderator now.
There we go. Oh.
And
no, it didn't work. Why won't it let me?
All right.
It's not letting me add moderators for some reason.
I have Godless Granny's here. Hold on.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, there's something up with YouTube at the moment, and even though it's telling me it's adding the moderators, it's not adding them. So I'll have to try it again another time. I'm sorry, peoples, because you really should be moderators. But hang on, I'll try and do it from the other app as well, because this is bugging me. Whoops. Try that one. And Amiga Notes. Alright. Do you want to type in there, Granny, and we'll just see if you are now? Because I've done it from the actual other bit. Maybe it'll work.
Nope.
No,
that's all right.
I don't know. There's something up with. There's something weird with YouTube.
Yeah,
do you see
Amiga Nuts in the chat?
Yeah, Amiga Nuts is in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see Amiga Nuts either.
Have you gone live chat
see
or
him
top
showing
chat?
up.
Yeah. No, he only shows up if you swap it to live chat.
Ah.
Yeah. No, I'll try and add you. I'll try and add you next time I've got a stream on Amiga Nuts because you. I actually thought I already had added you, so that's kind of weird. I think YouTube's just being a bit stupid at the moment, so we'll have to try and figure that out. But thank you, Ed, for doing that. But thank you to everyone in the chat. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, it's bugging.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone. If you missed it, please go back and watch it if you came in late, because we had a lot of fun right at the beginning. We also dumped on Trump for a bit, which was dump on Trump.
And we will dump Trump in 32
again.
days.
Yeah. Yes, the dump Trump campaign. I'm sure it is actually a thing, dump Trump.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I have a T-shirt that says dump Trump.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple of signs around where I live that popped up that say that.
Dump Trump. The dump truck
Mhm.
Trump.
Yeah, my T-shirt has a picture of a dump truck and an elephant across the top of the dump truck.
Have you? I'll have to post it again on Twitter, but I did a meme over 12 months ago where somebody sent me a picture of a potato that looked like a penis. So I went and found a picture of Donald Trump with his mouth open and I labeled it Dick Tater. So, Donald, you're a dictator. You're welcome to grab the vegetables by the potatoes. Just leave people alone. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to my guests.
Thanks.
And we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, everybody.